Hey, 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 hey. Hope everyone is okay. Yeah, we're back with more Phoenix Wright, back to the visual novelings. Here we are. We're gonna get back into it. We finished. I can't even remember where we were before Christmas. That's the best thing. Yeah, we're gonna get back to it. Should be a lot of fun. Yeah. Thanks everyone who checked out my Sea of Thieves playthrough yesterday. That was really fun, and I'm definitely going to be doing that again. And if anybody wants to join, please let me know. I've also started Discord, so if I do this, please work. There we go. Hi Ralph. Yeah, you can jump in the Discord server. It was asked a few times yesterday, so I did it. Might build a little bit of a community, see where it goes. But yeah, it's about having a bit of fun. So yeah, let's crack on. I genuinely can't remember where we were. That one. Yes. As always, let me know about audio levels and stuff, because I'm not fully sure where things sit anymore due to the new setup. Hopefully it's all good. But yeah, please let me know so I can balance everything right. You know? Right, here we go. So we're back in court. Oh, this is it. We are against the it's another Silver Samurai, but not Silver Samurai situation, if I remember. Yeah, we're trying to find out. Yeah, the one who was losing out got killed. I think that's it. I'm trying to work out, trying to get this guy off. He's just a bit of an idiot. Pretty obvious, something to do with his what's it, manager, and we'll go from there. Ooh, dude, I can't believe that Adrian. No way, not cool and collective. Adrian Andrews. She is your manager. It would have been very easy for her to pull this off. The only person who had easy access to the knife you used at dinner was, well, her. Oh yeah, they're using his knife, his butter knife, as the murder weapon. I mean, how does that not, like, you know, give use for air? So that's the ceremony during the break, huh? I was sleeping like a log the entire time. See, she could have also painted that blood-covered button on your hand. She was the one who came to wake me up? Then you're saying it was her? Yeah, she is the real killer, the one who murdered Joanne Corridor. But why? I thought she was buds with Joanne. Oh yeah, her... the guy who died was her boss, like her senpai, her like manager, something like that. Her teacher, I think's the one for that. She had her own agenda. What are you talking about? I'm sure you'll see by the time this trial's over. Well, I hope Phoenix knows what he's doing, because I've completely forgotten. It'll be alright. I'll let you get acquitted by the end of today. Get me a verdict that's refreshing like a spring breeze, okay, Mr. Lawyer Dude? Phoenix. Forgot it's the small one in the thing. You really think her motive is related to Celeste Impax's missing suicide note, right? Hey, Bean In. Hope you're right, buddy. Turn the heating on. The heating is on. It's just very cold. Hope you're right, man. Miss Andrews depending on Miss Impacts as her strength and reason to live. Spin deal. What's the story so far? This is what I'm trying to remember. from what I remember, this is what they're actually covering. So, there's two people, actors, samurai actors. One of them died, the one with the reed in his mouth here. His manager at one point was this lady. And her, like, protege killed him. Is that what we're trying to prove anyway? Because he's nicked the suicide note for her, and that's about as much as we know. But he's blaming it on another. It's all being blamed on this other guy because, for reasons, because he is the samurai's, like, this samurai actor's, like, rival. I think that's it. That's what I'm going with anyway for now, until we remember. But how you been? You seen my swishy new Discord that I've made? I got a few requests yesterday, so I've made one. Maybe get a bit of a community going. Who knows? We can only hope. Let's hope Mr. Wright can get to the bottom of it. Yeah, because I ain't got a clue. The misimpact is it sound alright between my voice and the game? I'm not too loud. The game isn't too loud. I'm not really sure anymore since I've changed everything. I keep like second guessing myself. The misimpact suddenly killed herself. Sounds like she left a suicide note, and the person thought to have hidden it is Duran Corridor, victim of this murder. Lovely. That's what we want. That's why I think Miss Andrews got close to Miss Corridor. All to get the suicide note back. That sounds plausible. Well, that one thing bothers me. Everything bothers you. What? Who is it who told us about their relationship? Better stated, Miss Andrews' dependency issues with regards to misimpacts. It was Edgelord. Edgelord. It looks like he's still the one in command of the ship. Don't let your guard down yet. Oh yeah, Edgelord's back. I forgot. That's what happened at the other one. I ended up doing a 9-hour stream yesterday on Sea of Thieves. Time, like, just completely got lost with me. Caught them when I'll reconvene. Now then, Miss Edgelord, if you please. The prosecution calls the witness subpoenaed by the court. Miss Adrian Andrews, the person who discovered the crime in Duran Corridor's room. What is your occupation? I am the manager of the defendant in this case, Mr. Matt Engard. I see. Now then, before we begin, Your Honour, I have one request. I'm sure everyone in this room is wondering the same thing, and would love to find out more about my relationship with the victim. After all, it was topic of a certain weekly magazine recently. I have no idea what you mean. I have never heard of Gossipland. No, not at all, never. If Judge was ever a prosecution witness, you'd do my work for me. Anyway, I was wondering if you could please tell us about your relation to the victim. Yes, I was seeing Mr. Corridor. I was also aware of the rivalry that existed between Matt and Joanne. But this is a private matter between Joanne and myself. So it was a fry and bait matter. Or was that a bait and fry? Reminds me of fishing. This judge is useless. Absolutely useless. But I didn't kill him. Honestly, no one is accusing you of that. I kind of am. I think there's someone who would beg to differ. I think we all understand your relationship with the victim now, Miss Andrews. Very well. The witness, please testify to the court about what happened when you discovered the murder that had taken place. When I found the body. It was time for the show to start, so I went to get Matt from his room. After that, I went to Joanne's room, and there was his dead body. I was in shock. That's what I saw wasn't actually the exact same photo as the crime scene photo. I felt as though I was about to faint, so I poured myself a glass of juice. I've just seen a murder. You know what I need? Juice. You poured yourself a glass of juice? Yeah, sadly, I don't remember not to touch things at the scene of the crime. And I disturbed the scene by moving this one thing. And that is when the fingerprints on the wine glass were made, Your Honour. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Phoenix, she's one cool and collected customer. She has the brains to match. Yeah, I know. In order to catch a person like her, you have to avoid head-on confrontations. You should disrupt her pacing. She's the type of woman who is easily thrown off by things inconsistent with her thinking. So you have to attack when she least expects it. Juice in a wine glass is entirely legitimate. Exactly. No one will think anything of it. The instant you let up your offence is the instant this trial is over, understand? When I found the body. It was time for the show to start, so I went to get Matt from his room. After that, I went to Joanne's room. Wait a minute, this was after the show. How do we even object anymore? That one. And what was Mr. Rungard doing at the time? He was taking a nap. He was worn out from his mini-performance as the Nickel Samurai during the ceremony. Mr. Rungard did say he was taking a nap. Then I guess you could say it could not have been taken out of his room, yes? Excuse me? What are you... Right, I thought years of school would have taught you how to construct a sentence. If you can't make a sensible sentence with a subject, then I'll make one for you. Watch. Did you, Miss Andrews, remove Mr. Rungard's knife from his room? No. Subject, verb, object, right? Did you skip basic grammar? The witness may continue. Oh, cheeky. Oh, I have no health. Why do I have no health? I never have any health. After that, I went to Joanne's room. And why did you do that? As a friendly gesture, Joanne was meant to make an appearance with the other heroes. So the show was supposed to have a show of friendship. Is that the only reason? I beg your pardon, what are you implying? You had a certain goal in mind when you started to get close to him, correct? So perhaps you had more personal matters to discuss with the victim. Sorry, but I didn't have any such intentions in mind at the time. I can't get her to talk without a strong piece of evidence, I guess. Maybe now? May we continue now? Witness, what did you see when you got into the room? And there it was, a dead body. You were in shock? What? Was I not supposed to be? Miss Andrews is a very calculating person, and despite how close they were, I doubt she had romantic feelings for him. Anyone randomly stumbling upon a dead body would be in shock. And you can't seriously expect that a young beauty like her would not be shocked. Somehow, I don't think beauty is anything to do with being shocked or not. I see. I was the same as the Thompson photo. This photo you're referring to, correct? Yeah, the one with the knife lodged in his chest. And the guitar case was like that too. It was open and empty. And then, what did you do next? I felt as though I was about to faint, so I poured myself a glass of juice. Doesn't sound like there's any glaring contradictions in her testimony just now. I warned you earlier that she would not crack so easily. The only way to make her is to keep on the offensive and not let up. The only way you're going to catch her is some very strong, decisive evidence. I have to find something. I have to, for Maya's sake. It was time for the show to start, so I went to get Matt from his room. After that, I went to Joanne's room. There's a dead body, in shock, crime scene photo. Why did you pour yourself juice? Juice? Yes, there was a bottle of tomato juice on the table, so I helped myself. You didn't drink any of it, did you? There were no lip marks left on the wine glass to suggest that anyone drank from it. I wasn't feeling terribly great, so I set the glass down without drinking it. Miss Andrews, I'd like you to confirm one more thing. When you discovered the dead body, you were in a great shock. And that's when you poured yourself the glass of juice. And what of it? My mind was really complete blank at the time. How convenient. Your mind was a complete blank? I didn't think that was possible for you. Aren't you rude today? I was so dazed that I made one careless mistake. That one thing. What one thing? Never mind. It's no big deal. Is she starting to stay? Oh. Miss Andrews, I'm convinced that you As you said, you made a mistake at the scene of the crime. What I really want to know is what the mistake was. Actually, so would I. I'm sorry, it's kind of embarrassing. When I set the glass down on the dresser, I accidentally knocked the flower vase over. Bum 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 bum. Flower vase. I took out the one on the floor on the crime photo. The mess of glass shards. It was originally on top of the dresser, but when I bumped into it with my elbow, it fell onto the guitar case. Why did you withhold such an important piece of information? Shame it got October so you couldn't use it for juice. She just likes filling things up with juice. I mean, it's a natural thing, right? When you're in shock and you have to just pour juice. I'm sorry. Since the crime scene was already in disarray, that people would simply assume the vase was just another part of the mess. It looks like another fact has came to light here. Please add this and everything else you revealed to your testimony. I have nothing more to add. I didn't touch anything else. But there's going to be no juice in the guitar case. What kind of flower vase was it? It was a glass vase. It was fairly big and heavy. I thought I would try and take Juan's pulse. So I set the glass and holding down on the dresser. And that's when my elbow accidentally hit the vase. That's odd. I thought she was always in total control. That's what she would like people to think. Always be mindful of the gap between your perception and reality. It doesn't sound like there's a glaring contradictions. There is. Let me order this bid. There we go. Right, I'm just gonna save it because, knowing me, I'm gonna mess this up. Right. Guitar case. There is some water, but only on top of the lid. Boom! Objection! You testified that you knocked the flower vase over. Is this correct? Yep. And are you sure you fell it onto the guitar case? Is there some problem with what I said? It's not some problem. It's true that the top of the guitar case was wet with water. However, that's exactly what is so strange. Miss Andrews, you testified that the vase fell onto the guitar case. However, if that's true, the case should have gotten wet on the inside, not the outside. PM Boris Johnson to hold coronavirus briefing as vaccine rollout widens. No, it's just never ending. I'll get the cliff notes after. That's very true! Furthermore, there is one other strange thing about this guitar case. And what's that? Let's take another look at the crime scene photo. The remains of the vase is scattered on the floor. What's wrong with that? If the guitar case was open when the vase fell, the shards should be inside, not outside. What's your point? The case was closed at the time the vase was knocked over? That's what's strange. Yes, that is the nothing to do with the butter knife that apparently killed the dude. Is that all? No. Think back to what Miss Andrews testified to. She said she didn't touch anything else. That's right. She did implicitly say she didn't touch the guitar case. But this whole matter with the guitar case is dead end. The Bright Red guitar was found at the studio. It has no bearing on the case. That may well be, however. The empty guitar case does have no relation to the case, but what was in the guitar case? That's what we must find out. Seems there is no deeper meaning to the guitar case. Well, do you think, I'm going to make her testify. The empty guitar case. I believe this is a crucial piece of the puzzle. I can't believe anyone would reach for straws like this, but it is you. I can't believe I'm doing this either. Alright, I'll follow along for now. Miss Andrews, please testify to the court about the guitar case. Yeah, Your Honour. The guitar case had a machine gun in it. I don't remember too clearly because I was a bit dazed. I suppose I must have opened the guitar case after I knocked the vase over. Why is there a bass in the case, Dollface? It's not a big deal though, right? The case was empty after all. As to why I opened the case, I don't even know. Helpful. Looks like this really wasn't very important. The wastefulness is such a familiar feeling by now that it's almost comforting. Anyway, I'll just go ahead and start the cross-examination. Using anyway, to change the topic, a convenient escape for a weak man. God, edgelord's back with power. I don't remember. A bit boring. Boring. Was it really empty? I was wondering if maybe when you opened the case, the guitar was still inside. No, it'd be something else. How long have you been a lawyer? Have a little professionalism. The bright red guitar was found at the studio. These tried to be over in half the time if you just pay attention. Yes, pay more attention. Sorry. Was that because you were shocked and dazed at discovering the victim's body? Yeah, that's probably it. Probably. We're going to get no evidence until you press the anyways evidence. She's at her weakest. Okay, right. Court record time. Okay. It had... No. It had the juice in it. No. Do we have anything? No. Strangled with a scarf and stabbed with a knife. Did it have a person in it? Nope. Ooh. Is it that? Oh, no. That's just what's happening after. Nope. Nope. Case? I might just redo the case and see what happens. It worked! There is no way you were the one who opened the guitar case. Why would you say that? It's elementary, my dear. Because the only fingerprints are those of the victim. Ah. What is it, Miss Andrews? You shouldn't assume that I must have left prints just because I touched the case. What do you mean? What if I had to tell you I was wearing gloves at the time? Why'd you be wearing gloves? It was the night of the award ceremony, so of course I dressed up for the occasion, but there's some on the glass! I was wearing a pair of gloves. That is strange. You were wearing gloves, isn't that a little strange? Do you have something to prove how not to be strange? Yes. We are getting it. Have your proof right here, the wine glass. The wine glass? You left your fingerprints very clearly on the glass. Even if you took your gloves off when you poured yourself this glass of juice, wouldn't you think it was just a little strange? That you put your gloves back on just to open the guitar case? Where are these gloves? This is what we need to know. Oh, we wrecked her so hard her glasses exploded. I'm not really sure. Am I going to get in trouble for that? Oh! Order! You got a de-glove when juicing. Shock de-juicing cannot be done in gloves. Looks like you hit the nail on the head this time. What do you mean?
Now this is pod racing.
Jump. Yeah. I believe that the guitar case plays a very important role here. But it's just an empty case. I wonder if it was really empty, though. Did Ralph not do anything? He was meant to do his... there we go. But the guitar, the bright red guitar, was at the studio. Phoenix, drop all your presumptions. What was in the guitar case was not the bright red guitar. You don't mean it was the bright white guitar? Wait, that's not right either. I admit it would be unnatural for someone to do that. So the witness was not wearing gloves, despite the fact on the case. Your Honour, this is obviously the defence's usual misdirection tactic at work. Steer the court towards an unrelated topic and lull us all into his misguided... No, Your Honour, please, recall what Miss Andrews had testified about the face. Hydrate. You see that I've added new ones as well. Or at least I should have. Where is the juice? I'm not in shock yet. Juice is purely for shock. Fell onto the guitar case, which means the case was closed when the crime took place. However, it's wide open in the photo of the crime scene. I am sure this guitar case has some relation to the murder. Objection! If you're so sure, Wright, then I'm sure you can somehow substantiate your outrageous claim, correct? Please, enlighten us as to why the guitar case had anything to do with this murder. Can you do that, Mr. Wright? Well, let's suppose for a second that the bright red guitar was not the only thing that could have been in the case. Bright red guitar was not being the only thing? Objection! Oh. So you intend to push your theory that the case was not empty, is that it? I wouldn't say something I didn't intend to prove. Well, kind of would. I do it a lot. Deflate that head of yours. You haven't proved everything yet. I like that. Deflate that head of yours. Now then, let's have it. What was inside the case? Oh no. Oh no, we're back here. I was trying to work this out before. I'm so dead. Can I save it? I can't save it. I'm so dead. What was inside the case? Juice? The suicide note? That's pushing it though, right? It's got to be the suicide note. It's the only thing I can think of. Why would something like that be in a guitar case? Wrecked. Oh, I'm in so much trouble. No! 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 Sad.
Someone needs a bin in cheered Dex 100, Alexa play Taylor Swift.
I hope that works for yours. Thanks for the bits, man. After such an epic fail. How is your relationship with Alexa? Is she alright? Because you haven't been there for a bit, have you? We're back here. I was the one who knocked the flower vase over and it fell into the guitar case. Right, so back on the guitar case. I think we have to skim past this. Are you back in the lands of the Shez now? Guitar case, right? Yeah, man. Ah, cool. How's it like over there with like COVID and stuff? Lincoln is just destruction. Lincolnshire is mad. I don't think we have the new strain though. We're not that hip. I don't remember Katosos. Dazed. Right. So we'll do another save. And then I believe back here. That's strange because of the glass. Take that! Oh. Right, I'm gonna save it again now. 17th. Oh, well, it has been a few weeks.
Now this is pod racing.
Now this is pod racing. I don't know why. Don't know why the panda's not doing anything. Panda doesn't seem to listen to you, and I'm not sure why. Oh, I know why. Because you haven't got me subbed at the moment, but you're VIP. The Panda only listens to subbers. I think that's it. I might be wrong. I don't even see. Yeah, that must be it. I thought I was the same. I'm just trying to work out if I can. It might have run out actually. I think that's what's happened. But because you're VIP, you'll be able to activate the commands, but not. The Panda won't listen to you. That's a shame. Yeah, I think that's what's happened. Have a tier 1 sub. So does the Panda just dislike you then? What have you done to it? What have you done to my? What have you done to Ralph? Was he?
Now this is pod racing.
Da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. Rip Panda. Try one of the other ones. Try like exclamation mark fates. How strange. I will look into that. If you look down the bottom, there's a list of subcommands. If you try like one of the other audio cues, you should do something then. Ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-dum. Yeah. Fuck you, Panda. Aw, poor guy. Wait a sec. Let me do this because this will be really funny. Right. Exclamation mark. Fuck you, Panda. Where is it? This one. Username.
Order!
Oh god, that was me. Cool. Try the fuck you, Panda again. Yeah, if you do the fuck you, Panda, there you go. Oh, what? Oh, I need to refresh it, that's right. Bear with. There we go, now try it, now try it. Yeah, try that again. Hopefully it should work. Right. So we're still trying to work out what's this. What was this thing start with this? It worked. I love it. So good. So much random stuff you could do with it. It was definitely the best thing I got. Was the knife? I'm gonna end up filling this with like loads of random stuff. Yeah, I'm not sure what the sub thing about. Pod racing. Yeah, pod racing should be done with subs. I'm still playing with it. I'm not really sure what's going on. It might annoyingly be when your sub runs out and you resub. After it's been like implemented, it'll work. That might be the issue, but I can't be 100%. I will look into it. You can still do the sound effects, which is important. You just can't get the panda to do things. I'll try and assist you as much as I can. Okay, right, what am I doing? What would be inside a guitar case? Juice? Is it the juice? It's not the juice. I genuinely don't know what will be inside it.
Objection! 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 Objection!
I wouldn't say something I didn't intend to prove. Yeah, I probably would though, because I ain't got a clue. It's not the suicide note. It's not the juice. It's not picture. No. Could it be a person? What profiles do we have? Could it be something to do with her? Could it be? Oh no, that's getting well grim, like her corpse. The blood-covered thing, maybe?
Take that!
I don't like this. Prove yourself. Okay. Ever since I got stuck in that loop, I'm so scared. Sorry about that. I was just looking at something. What would be in the case? That's not a guitar case. Suicide note. Gossip article, maybe? Gossip article. No. It's not going to be a body. It can't be a body, can it? Wait, what? What? What is important is the picture. What? I was just getting desperate. What I'm proposing is, inside the guitar case was the Nickel Samurai, the hero's very own costume. Oh, what? Actually, I did say that earlier, but that's... dodge. Are you saying that the witness opened the guitar case to take out a costume? What insane point would there be to doing something like that? That is the insane point would be to wear the costume, of course. Mr. Andrews put it on to hide her identity so she can make her escape. After all, you couldn't let anyone else leave, could you? See you leave. I refuse to accept your theory. Do you have anything to support it? Just outside the door was an investigative photographer who was starving for a big scoop. And in the end, she managed to get this shot. You mean this photo?
Order! Order! Order!
What is this whole I don't know. Apparently, I'm onto something. Looks like we've wandered into quite another mess again, haven't we? Nice job. I mean, really? That is a long shot going. There is 2 costumes. Well, he was... what? How did he even get in the case?
Objection!
Nickel Samurai's costume would have been mat and guards. Why would some think of the defendants being the victim's room? And inside the guitar case of all places. Exactly. It's a little baffling. The court would like to hear your thoughts. It was a spare? Did not take his costume off. In that case, the costume we were talking about was the spare one. Why was it in his opponent's room? There were 2 Nickel Samurai costumes? I mean, as a professional actor, you probably would have a spare, but why would it be in the guitar case? It would mean that the victim himself had brought this spare. But why? The victim, Miss Corridor, was the Jamming Ninja. Why would he secretly bring... Ah! The news conference was going to be done by him to scrub his rep. What could be the reason behind the peculiar act?
Objection!
Therein lies the sticking point. What are you mumbling to yourself about now? Have you been rambling all this time without any sense of inner monologue? Yeah, pretty much. No, I just... Mr. Wright, please explain yourself. Why do you think the victim had the Nickel Samurai's spare costume? Are you sure you can explain this one? I think so. I believe in you. I'm gonna say that. The night of the murder, after the stage show, Edgelord is gonna fuck you up. Look at this, I'm onto something. The Nickel Samurai was gonna hold a special press conference. The Nickel Samurai was supposed to confess something. But what struck me as strange is that Mr. Ungard himself said he had no idea what he was supposed to be holding a press conference. But how could that be? The way I see it, that can mean only one thing. The conference was a setup. By none other than the victim, Mr. Juan Corridor himself. The spare Nickel Samurai costume was prepared for that very conference. Miss Corridor was going to hold the press conference as Nickel Samurai. He was going to dress up as Nickel Samurai and hold a conference, but why would the victim do such a thing? I don't know. That is something I don't quite know yet either. I am the best one ever. What I'm concerned with right now is what he intended to reveal. The Nickel Samurai was going to confess something. By confess, I'd wager he was going to reveal something about himself. Which means that Juan Corridor, posing as Nickel Samurai, was going to speak about Matt on guard. I guess that's what it would mean. But if that's the case, that's not a confession. That's a public disclosure. Miss Andrews, I can see why you're a pros at what you do. Pardon me? Yeah, just as you say, the conference was a setup by Joanne. Miss Andrews, please offer us an explanation for this. I was the one he asked to help set it up. And the person who prepared the second costume for him, that was also me. Juan bet everything on the jamming ninja this year. And if he lost the Grand Prix, he was going to make sure Matt was going down with him. That's what he thought anyway. He was going to ruin him, huh? It looked like somehow Juan had in his hands a secret so powerful that it would destroy Matt's acting career had it been revealed. This is going to do with the suicide note, right? And you know the secret of Mr. On Guard? That's something only Juan knew. I don't know what it is. I've probably been coming off as quite suspicious to everyone. Well, that's to be expected. I've been trying to protect Matt after all. Protect Mr. On Guard? And yet another strange bit of truth comes to light, it seems. Miss Andrews, if you could please tell us the truth about your behaviour. Yeah, I understand. See, I'm a professional. From the moment I saw the crime scene, I had a feeling that Matt was the murderer. Matt had to kill Juan no matter what. And he didn't have an alibi for me what he was doing at the time of the murder. My thoughts were confirmed by the evidence, of course, the button and the knife. But I'm Matt's manager, so I felt I had to protect him. This is getting cheeky. She's trying to spin it back round. This does account for everything. Well, I am the logical type. We're finally seeing her true self. She's more nervous than a scared rabbit. If the defense can find no fault with this testimony, I'm ready to make a ruling. Please keep in mind that you cross-examine. Looks like somehow everything has swung to the opposite end of the scale again. That just means I have to put my weight onto this and turn her logic upside down. Right. From the moment I saw the crime scene, I had a feeling Matt was the murderer. Why? Would you say that was your intuition speaking to you? Don't confuse my methods of reasoning with your own. If you want to prove that someone did something, you need 3 things. 3 things? Why am I asking what do I need? A motive, an opportunity to commit the crime, and finally, evidence. If you think these 3 things through, the answer becomes quite clear. You should already have known that, Phoenix. Exactly. They didn't teach us that in school, at least not from what I remember. It was the juice speaking. She's gone crazy with juice. Matt had to kill Juan. Don't juice and drive. Did you say this need came from the press conference? Do you know why Juan chose the event for the hotel conference? Because that was when he could cause the most damage to the public's beloved Matt Guard. And you knew of his plan, didn't you? Yes, because I was the one who set up the conference and prepared the costume. But I'm sure Mr. Guard himself didn't know anything about the press conference. Oh, really? Can you show me any proof that he didn't know about the press conference? Anyway, the important thing here is the information. This information was not in your testimony. I agree. Miss Andrews, please correct your testimony. Grasping at straws now, are we, Mr. Wright? I know what his motive was, but I don't have any way to prove I'm right. Has Mr. Guard done something to hurt or betray you personally? Why do you ask? You were the one who helped Mr. Corridor with the press conference, and that evidence was supposed to bring down Mr. On Guard, yet you still helped out. The personal trial now is Mr. On Guard, right? What the witness was thinking, helping the victim in this plan, is none of our concern. In any case, this means the defendant had a motive to kill. Why do I keep doing this to myself? Didn't have an alibi. But didn't you already testify that Mr. On Guard was taking a nap? Are you telling me now that that too was a lie? I'm not telling you anything of the sort. When I went to get him for the show, he honestly was sleeping. However, as to whether he was sleeping the entire time, I cannot say. I was too busy setting up the stage at the time. I keep trying, but I find no flaws with what Miss Andrews has said. I can't say the same for some of the people in the courtroom, however. The judge is glaring straight at me. He's glaring at you, smart guy. My thoughts were confirmed. The button, the knife. You can't hardly call the knife decisive evidence. The fingerprints on the knife could very well be a clever camouflage. Then what about the button? The button? It's clear from the crime scene that the victim and the murderer fought. And During the fight, the killer ripped the button from the jamming ninja's costume. We're talking about this button. That button was found in the pleats of Max Haneker. Is that correct? I think it makes very decisive evidence. Looks like you were outfoxed again, Mr. Wright. The knife doesn't prove a thing. Please fix your testimony. I can't stand the sight of a man who can't gracefully accept his defeat. Thank goodness me, he can still look at me. With an icy stare, yes. I'm just clutching at straws here. Thought it was an egg. Yeah, it's some kind of button, I think. And how do you know there was a fight? When the ends of the threads of the button and the costume were matched up, they were found to fit perfectly together. Or so I heard. But why would Miss Andrews know about the case down to such a fine detail? Don't look at me like that, just because I'm prepared and you are not. I thought I'd have the time, sure. If there's anything... Yeah, but... She's saying she knew beforehand. Well, I'm Matt's manager, so I had to protect him. What you really did was stab a guy in the back, didn't you? And at the worst possible time. Who's to say she really stabbed the guy in the back, as you put it? This witness could have disclosed things about Mr. Ngard at any time. Why then would she wait until there was a large audience before doing so? The same reason why Mr. Corridor planned an elaborate conference. Miss Andrews wanted to cause Mr. Ngard as much damage as she possibly could. This witness bears ill will towards the defendant. This isn't the Phoenix Wright Wax Philosophical Power Hour. That sounds like a wonderful show. And please stop slandering the witness. As I expected, Miss Andrews' testimony seems pretty solid. Because to me, it sounded a little wishy-washy. You should know this by now, but you'll need strong evidence. Okay. I had a feeling Matt was the murderer. No, no. Alright, let's give it a save. Your Honor, the statement contradicts. Oh no, messed it. I've done a goof. Bail, bail, bail. Time warp, time warp. Okay. I'm Matt's manager, so I felt I had to protect him. Didn't have an alibi. Button. Something to do with that? No. Oh. This one is annoyingly difficult. What we got? What we got? Strangled with a scarf. That's not exactly a fight, is it? Maybe? Yeah! This is the victim's autopsy report. Oh, hello. Something's happened. Boris Johnson promised hundreds of thousands of vaccines per day by mid-January, as he plans to involve the military. Are we actually getting to another side of this? Clearly states that the cause of death was strangulation by a scarf. The knife stab to the victim was done after the victim has already died. And what does that mean? Let's examine the evidence. This button has the victim's blood on it, which would mean it was ripped off the costume when? after the knife was stabbed. Exactly, which means it's impossible that this button was turned off during the victim's final struggle. It means he was strangled to death. That's right, Miss Andrews. There is no way this button was ripped off during the struggle. The holy egg button. This button was consciously pulled off with the victim's already dead body. Oh.
Order! Order!
What is the meaning of this, Wright? What if the button was torn off the body after the victim already died? What does it change? Let me ask you one simple question, Mr. Edgeworth. Why was the button torn off? What purpose did it serve? What purpose? We now know this button was not turned off during the fight. So the murderer took the time and effort to purposely rip this from the victim's body. That would mean that the murderer had something in mind, wouldn't it? Mr. Wright, does this mean you know that the murderer wanted to do with this button? To pin the crime. There is only one logical reason for something like that. It was to pin the crime on Mr. Ungard. There is no way anyone would put a bloody button on their own pants. That's right, Mr. Ungard was set up by the real killer, of course. And the real murderer is? Well, Mr. Wright, who in the world is the real killer? Finally, time to save. I can't believe I managed to bring this trial all the way up to this point. Phoenix, you can't let your guard down, not until the very end. The real killer, the person who planned to frame Mr. Ungard, is... Miss Adrian Andrews. I choose you! You are Mr. Corridor's killer. What? Oh.
Order!
This is a very strange matter. Do you have any evidence that supports your charge? Any evidence? All of the evidence points to Miss Andrews. How preposterous. You can't stick any of that on me. I can. Can't, can I? Would you care to test me? Then what about the knife? The knife was used to stab the victim after he'd already been strangled to death. It was used to throw suspicion to Mr. Ungard, naturally. The knife, covered with defendant's fingerprints, could only be taken from his room. And the only one who had dinner with him and knew which knife to take was you. Tisk. Yeah, that's how you do it. I hate it when someone wrecks you so hard, your glasses just explode. It's so annoying. What about the button that was found in the Hanukkah? This button was removed from the body after he had already died. The only person who could have done so was the person who found the body or the killer. However, if Mr. Ungard was the real killer, there is no way he would have been put. There's no way he would put such incriminating evidence as in the Hanukkah. The only person who could have put this button into his hammocker is the person who went to wake him up from his nap, which is you, yet again. What about the case? There's another piece of evidence that incriminates Miss Andrews. The costume was used to hide the real killer's identity as they fled the crime scene. Now, who could have known that there was just such a costume inside the guitar case? It could only have been the person who prepared the costume for the victim. And that person is you, Miss Adrian Andrews. No, But Miss Andrews' fingerprints were nowhere to be found on the guitar case. And it was you that proved she was not wearing gloves at the time. That's right. That's because she did not intend on leaving any prints. If anyone found out she touched the case, they would have asked her why. So as to avoid leaving prints, she used a towel or something else over it. But the glass of tomato juice is a different story, because you can never trust juice. Miss Andrews purposefully left her fingerprints on the glass, showed that yes, indeed, she was the classic dazed discoverer of the dead body. Ah, did it again. And to top it all off, there's this photo. A photo of the killer as they exited the scene of the crime. No reasonable person on earth can believe this nickel samurai is Mr. Guard, who would have been too short for his own costume if he was in. Speaking of how tall people are, Miss Andrews, you're also kind of short in stature, are you not? Please stop. Well, how about it? I've got her this time. Miss Andrews? I refuse to testify. What was that? There's a law. It says I can't be forced to testify about something if it can incriminate me. Well, yes, you are absolutely correct, Miss Andrews. The law does provide us with a way to avoid self-incrimination by allowing a witness to not testify if the testimony can cause damage to themselves. What? Pleading the fifth is something most people would think is not what most people think to do on the spot. Actually, thinking back to yesterday in Mr. Uncard's room, Adrian Andrews. Think about what you just discussed. Understood? Alright. That's it. When Francesca planted the idea in her head, she must have been told Miss Andrews to not testify if things look bad. You did a good job at proving everything up to this point. But there's still one thing you haven't done. What's wrong? You finished already? Run out of evidence? What's so humorous, Mr. Edgelord? I'm sure you realise this as well, Your Honour. But everything the good lawyer is proving up to this point is meaningless. What? Everything you have proven is circumstantial. Yes, circumstantial. You have yet to provide a single piece of definitive proof. Yeah, that's kind of enough proof to just chuck whoever you're trying to get in prison in prison. Proof that Miss Andrews did in fact harbour a wish to murder Mr. Corridor. Oh, I have that. Miss Andrews, did you want to kill Mr. Corridor? I believe this may lead me to incriminate myself, but I'll abstain from answering. Miss Andrews, if you do that, it would be the same as admitting your guilt, don't you think? Maybe so, or maybe not. There is nothing to prove it either way. Besides, you don't even know what crime I would be guilty of due to my silence. No, she's taken that defiant attitude again. What should we do? Somehow we've landed in the worst possible situation. How? To think we have reached a certain conclusion at this point in time. Miss Adrian Andrews has refused to testify. And the defendant's theory that she is the actual murderer has not been fully substantiated with solid definitive proof. But that's not true. In this situation, there is only one thing the court can do, and that is declare a recess. Recess? I request that both sides, both the prosecution and defence, look further into this matter at tomorrow's trial. We don't have a tomorrow. We don't get a not guilty verdict by then. Please wait, Your Honour. That's not necessary. Trial. Please continue the trial. What are you sweating for? Your client is getting one more day to live, isn't he? That's not it. This isn't about that. Edgeworth, I know you know who the real killer is. Please let the trial continue. If I don't get the verdict, then may I? But it's impossible to continue as long as the witness refuses to testify. Now then, this court is... It is not impossible for this trial to continue. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you... It's true, Miss Andrews holds the right against self-incrimination. However, if the topic of conversation was something unrelated to whatever she may be guilty of, then she has no right to withhold testimony. That's very true, but actually there is one little thing I'm curious about. Miss Andrews, when you found the victim's dead body, you poured yourself a glass of juice. I can't help but think how unnatural that is. Usually when one finds a body, they're shaking up, not stirring a glass of juice. See, it's all about the juice. Some actions were unusual, but I've already... Before you speak, I want to state that if you have a reason behind your actions, I'd like you to testify to that effect. Your Honor, I'd like to request that the witness testify again as to what happened when she first discovered the victim's body. Whatever we find out in this testimony should in no way implicate the witness. I don't know what it is about Edgeworth today, but I can't get a good read of him. Is he a friend or foe? I just don't know. The court acknowledges the prosecution's request. Miss Andrews, if you please. When she found the body. The glass of juice. I didn't really pour it for myself. I was surprised when I walked into the room and I saw it in a messy state. And Juan, he was sitting slumped over, tired looking in the corner. When I saw him sitting like that, I thought he was... the thought he was dead didn't cross my mind. To be honest, I thought he had just fainted or something, so I went to pour him some juice. Juice the cure-all. When I realised he was dead, that's when I knocked the flower vase over. So you poured the glass of juice for the victim. Why didn't you say so in your earlier testimony? I didn't think I needed to include something so trivial. Phoenix, be careful. If you can't find anything wrong with the testimony, then there's nothing left. What the heck is going on in that brain? When I found the body. Surprised when I walked into the room and saw it in a messy state. Sitting there slumped over. Yeah, she said the juice was for her shock, you're right. Very good point. You want anyone else in the room? Of course not. Then who did you pour it for? Can you wait a little longer to be revealed? No. So it was a mess. Are you sure it wasn't messy because you're fighting? No. I understand your frustration not being able to prove your theory. However, before you go accusing people of crimes, go find yourself some evidence. The thing is, the one thing I don't have is her reasoning. I have her reasoning, so why can't I just present it? Then when? What did you see next? Slumped over? Yeah, he was sitting there. He really looked like he was sleeping. With a knife in his chest? Is it me or did that sound a little odd? When I saw him sitting like that, I thought he was dead. It crossed my mind. What did cross your mind? I thought maybe he'd smashed everything in anger because he lost the Grand Prix. And he felt tired after his rampage, so he decided to take a nap. Yeah, a post-rage smashing nap. That's the best time. I see, so you didn't think he was dead at all? To be honest, I thought he'd fainted. So I got him some juice. I thought he fainted. Thought he was asleep. When the room was in a messy state, I thought maybe he'd got into a fight with someone. And that's when you went to get juice. He's always had a hard time waking up. So Joanna always had a glass of tomato juice to drink. I see, and then after that, no one questioning that she knows about his wake-up schedule. And that's where I realised he was dead. Has to end for both sides, and Adrian is letting her guard down. Now was the best chance to go for it. No. Right, I think if I present the knife, because how would she have not seen that knife? Joanne just sitting slumped over and tired in the corner. Present the knife. No. Damn it! He had a knife in his chest. Is it this statement? Oh man. He literally had a knife in his chest. Oh, I'm gonna lose again. Oh. What about if I just do the photo? That's that one. Ah, there we go. So you honestly didn't think he was dead when you found him? No, not at all. Even though this is what you saw when you discovered the body? What is the meaning of this? It's not obvious, Your Honor. There is a knife sticking... Thank you! Oh my god. There is a knife sticking straight out of his chest. Anyone who saw the scene would have to immediately thought he was a dead man. That's, well, you see, I doubt a single person in the world would mistake this for someone who fainted. Then so nonchalantly go pour something to drink. The point is, Miss Andrews, the testimony just now was all one giant lie. And your lie has proven one thing very clearly, that you are the real killer. No. It's like the defense that someone brought an ugly truth to light. The defendant, Miss Mattengard, was not guilty after all. Well, that's impossible. You're wrong. Miss Andrews, try and have some composure. It wasn't me. It wasn't me, I tell you. It was Matt, I swear it. He was the one who killed Joanne. You were the one who refused to testify, and your reason for not doing so was that you might end up incriminating yourself. She's gonna say that he strangled him and she, like, planted loads of evidence. What exactly are you hiding that may incriminate you? I refuse to testify. Then there is no need for this court to continue any further. Miss Mattengard's innocence has been clearly demonstrated. Have we found the truth? What's wrong? Usually the real killer confesses his or her guilt. And now that I think about it, isn't the first time someone hasn't. Now then, I'd like to hand down my verdict, Mr. Mattengard. Ah! Your Honour, the prosecution feels like it would be premature to pass down a verdict at this time. The reason is quite simple. This witness has yet to speak the absolute real truth. The absolute real truth. What are you... Witness, don't you understand yet? I don't know who planted this silly idea in your head, but as long as you protect yourself through your silence, Mattengard will go free, and in his place, you will become the guilty party. That's a lie, I don't believe you. I was told if I spoke then it would be all over, and Matt would never be declared guilty. What the world is she talking about? Has she lost it? I can't speak about it, I'm too scared. It's Francesca von Karma. Don't you remember? Miss Andrews lives by gripping tightly onto the words of another, because she doesn't have strength to believe in herself. But right now, Miss Andrews is. Yesterday, she was tossed a lifesaver by Miss von Karma. Don't say a word no matter what happens, and if you do, Mattengard will be acquitted. Miss Andrews undyingly believes in those words right now, and she's clinging on to them. Then what should we do? This is the first time I've ever come across anything like this. Well, Miss Andrews has the right to be a killer, right? All we have to do now is get our not guilty. That's my only priority. It wasn't me, I'm begging you. Please, believe me, I didn't kill Joanne. Help, please, someone help me. Mr. Wright, yes, Your Honour. The court can't continue like this, therefore I'd like to hear what you intend to do. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to say? Right, I suggest you think very carefully about this. Think about this witness did and what she did not do. Think about who was the real mastermind behind this crime. The real mastermind? Isn't that obvious? There's no one else it could be except for the woman crying over there, right? Come on now, what will you do? What kind of man are you? Testify, woman. I have to win a complete acquittal today, there's no way around it. But I can't bring myself to do it like this, not when she's making a face like that. It's not that, because someone else did the strangling. It might even be the one who stole our little sidekick. Mr. Wright, are you sure you know what you're doing? Nope, I never do. Sure, Mr. Mattengard would get an acquittal, but in the place, you would be found guilty. Is this how you really want this trial to end? quiet. How dare you? You're trying to trick me. That's enough. I commend you for trying, Mr. Edgeworth. However, it's clearly that defensive theory is the truth. You're wrong. No, no, no. But I am Edgelord. What a shame. I had hoped things wouldn't come to this, however. Miss Andrews, since you absolutely refuse to testify, it falls on my shoulders to disclose this to the court. This witness, how should I put this? She has an illness. And because of this illness, she tried to commit suicide in the past. Stop, please stop. No matter how much you want to hide it, it's no use. I have the evidence right here. That's the second part, the suicide report. The attempted suicide report. What will you do now, witness? You know what I'm on about to do, don't you? I will now reveal to the court the true nature of the pitiful woman known as Adrian Andrews. The secret of her dependent nature. Having other people know about it scares her more than anything else in the world. Please stop. I beg you. If people find out. If you're going to say you would choose death, that is no concern to me. Edgeworth, how can you be so cold? However, before you die, I shall pull the truth from your still breathing lips. No matter what I have to do. So, will you tell the court yourself, or shall I? Either is fine with me. I'll talk, but please help me. Nothing matters anymore. Oh, that's getting dark. My crime. When I first saw him, I really thought he had fainted, honest. When I realised he was dead, that's when I formulated my plan. Once I made sure there was no one in the hallway, I made a dash back to Matt's room. And then I stabbed Joanne's dead body with the knife, ripped off the button. Just when I finished and returning to Matt's room, I had hit a bit of inconvenience. That's why I ended up using the nickel samurai costume. Stab the body with a knife? Why would you do that? Isn't it obvious? To pin the blame on a certain person. Certain cowardly man. What do you mean by all this? It might take a court a little while to understand, but this is the truth. The real killer is Matt. That scumbag of a man, I'll never forgive him. He's trying to escape his guilt again, just like last time. Ooh. So Miss Andrews stabbed the victim with the chest knife. However, she didn't do it with a murder in mind. She did it with the intent of framing Matt and God for the murder. And this is her crime. What? How is this possible? I mean, wasn't Miss Andrews supposed to be the real murderer? Mr. Wright, please get over your shock and commence the cross-examination. Okay. When I first saw him, I thought he'd fainted. Right? When I realised he was dead, that's when I formulated my plan. What was the plan? I knew right away the murderer was Matt, because Joanne, he was going to expose Matt's weakest weak point to the world. So Matt to stop Joanne and silence him for good. That's what I thought. I should forge some evidence and pin this crime on Matt. So the forged piece of evidence with the knife and the button. First thing that came to mind was to plant the knife. Let's make sure no one's in the hallway. Obviously you could get the knife, correct? I thought if I used that, then the police would certainly turn their eyes towards him. Matt was napping with the costume at the time, so I slipped in, took the knife, returned to the scene of the crime. And then I stabbed his body with a knife and ripped off the button. So you were the one to stab the victim with the knife. Gives me goosebumps to think about it now, what a horrible thing I did. But at the time I couldn't control my own body, it moved on its own. Then when I stabbed his body, I suddenly realised something. If I used the button somehow, I could make Matt even look. I could make him even more suspect. So he thought to rip off one of the buttons and plant it in his hand here. That's what I planned to do. Things never go that smoothly, do they? Inconvenience. An inconvenience. There was a woman in the camera at the ready, loitering in the hallway. Willing to bet my spikes it was Lotta. There was also a woman with a ray gun at the ready, pacing back and forth. That's old bag. already been caught and made into a big scoop for a certain weekly tabloid runs. I couldn't very well and go out looking like myself and get caught again. That's why I ended up using the costume. So the pair of costume, I bought it to Joanne's, put it into Gutan's squad case for the award ceremony. I did this in preparation for the press conference, correct? Yes, Joanne wanted to wear the costume and hold a press conference. He was going to disclose Matt's big secret there. What is the secret? That I don't know. Anyway, I thought that if I were to leave Joanne's room in the Nickel Samurai costume, people would think that Matt was the real murderer. I was very careful not to leave any fingerprints when I opened the guitar case. I absolutely did not want anyone to know about the costume. I don't want to concede, but this testimony rings the truth. No, don't apologise to me, we're both taken by surprise. After this one, you could tell the state of the room in, it must have been a fight. So you're telling the truth when you said you did not know he was dead. He had a scarf tied around his neck. The scarf's part of the Jamming Ninja's costume, so I didn't think anything about it. It was strange. His head was also tilted down a bit, so I couldn't see his face that well. That's why I thought I'd wake him up, and I went to get him juice. Yeah, we don't need coffee, just juice. Just tomato juice. So after that, he went back to Mr. Gar's room and planted the button. Yes. After that, I folded the costume I was wearing and put it into a bag. Then I stuck it out of the hotel and got rid of it. What does it all mean? Mr. Edgeworth, is it? The real criminal... criminal? He is a criminal. The real criminal is Matt Ungard. Yesterday, that woman prosecutor sat me down for a talk. Francesca, huh? She said that I should, under no circumstances, confess to what I had done. She said that under no circumstances confess to what I have done. That if I just kept quiet, then Matt would be found guilty for sure. I had no choice but to believe in her words. What this witness has done is clearly unlawful. However, as long as her testimony stands, we can be certain she is not the real killer. Wait, Your Honor! Wait. Defense still... Nah, just give up then. Right. It's pointless. At this point in time, it's not possible to indicate Miss Andrews on anything. Exactly. There isn't a single piece of evidence that points her to the murderer. Cross-examination of this witness is over, and so is today's trial. You couldn't establish the witness was the culprit, so please let it go. Mr. Edgeworth, please place Miss Andrews under arrest for further questioning. Understood, Your Honor. The prosecution will arrange her detention immediately. That is all. Court is adjourned for today. Whoa. Everyone's left but us. It's a bit weird. Today's trial. It's over. And I didn't win an acquittal. Witness, would you mind if I asked you something? What is it? Before you leave court today, I wondered if I might look at one thing. The card in your hand. It's had my interest for quite some time now. What exactly is it? Oh, this. Mr. Wright also asked me about it. Although I didn't remember it at the time you asked me about it, I remembered just now. I found it in the room on that day. Yes. It's a calling card of an assassin. I found this card when I discovered Joanne's body. It was lying right there next to him. He found the card next to the victim's body. I suppose it must have unconsciously slipped into my pocket. But it's not as if this card has any relevance to Joanne's murder, right? Yeah, I guess not, but it's a little strange, if you ask me. But as far as a clue to the case, I don't see why. It's a murder card. Witness, that card. Give it to me, hurry. you have any idea what you have stupidly and inadvertently done? This. I can't believe you hid it from me all this time. I didn't mean to. What is it? I've never seen Edgeworth so emotional before. That card, what in the world is it? What does it mean, this calling card for an assassin? To be continued. Bam 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 bam. Bam 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 bam. Yes, save. Most definitely save. How long have we been? Ah, yeah, we can carry on for a bit. March 22nd, 5:24 PM. Wright & Co. Law Officers. Mystic Mayor, sniffle, sniffle. There, Pearls. I can't take it anymore. Wah. Look, it'll be alright. Everything will be alright. The condition was that we had to get a not guilty verdict. And so far, the kidnapper has kept his word and hasn't hurt. He won't, because Miss Van Guard hasn't been given a guilty sentence either. Here, sniffle, sniffle. Cheer up, we don't have time to stand around crying, we have to get going. You're right. Mystic Mayor is much more of a pain than I am. That's right, so... Hey you guys, glad I caught you. Mr. Scruffy Detective. Oh boy, looks like Detective Gumshoe has been dubbed Mr. Scruffy Detective in Pearl's book. I'm just plain old Mr. Dick Gumshoe, and I came to talk to you. What kind of is he? What do you want? So what are you going to do now? What do you mean? Well, you've been fired. You don't have a new job lined up? All that. What am I supposed to do now? I don't have anything coming in at all until my next payday. What are you talking about? You don't have another payday. I guess that means I'm just going to have to work here at your place. What? You'll be searching for things that'll prove Mr. On Guard's innocence all day, right? Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to help you. I've got lots of experience in investigating and watching other people over people's places. And I'm great at making really simple meals. I'll take care of it all. Come on, Mr. Nick. Let's let Mr. Scruffy Detective take care of things. What's your best dish? Instant noodles. Why am I surrounded by people who only eat cheap, unhealthy foods? Great. That was the first time I've ever seen Mr. Edgeworth act like that. Never thought he'd say something like he didn't care if Miss Andrews killed herself. He said that? That's horrible. Because of him doing that, we finally got the truth. Miss Andrews' last testimony. I wonder if it was the truth. I'll give you that there were strange things, but I still think there's something fundamentally wrong with the whole thing. You mean about that thing? Why would she want to? No, I mean, need to frame it. I can't figure out until from anything she said all day. Then you're saying that testimony was a lie? No, per se. Just feels like there's more here than meets the eye. Well, that's what Edgeworth is like this to be. That's such a dirty trick. Even that woman prosecutor was better than that. Francesca Von Karma. Speaking of Von Karma, do you have any more information on her condition? Wasn't she shot? Von Karma was shot today on the way to the trial by a pistol. She's going to be fine, okay? I mean, Edgeworth said she was in a stable condition, but... Well, she was shot in the shoulder, so she's okay and still hanging in there. They should be done taking the bullet out, so she's probably resting in the hospital. Which one? Are you going to visit her? No. Well, I was kind of thinking about it. You've actually got a heart, don't you? She looked like she was being tortured to death from not being able to go to trial today. So maybe it'd be good for her to, if you went and let her whip you for a bit. Let's go let her whip us, Mr. Nick. Ooh, not okay with this. Not okay. Now I'm definitely not going. Let's see, the name of the hospital. Oh yeah, it's the Hottie Clinic. that name since a chill. Well, I guess it can't hurt to stop by and say hi. Reusing assets. So we have detention center. Let's go to detention center. From what the guard told me, it sounds like, along with Mr. On Guard, Miss Andrews also being detained here. Then we should talk to them. Yeah, both of them are still in questioning. We don't have time to waste. Okay, nothing there. Criminal Affairs Department. Looks like everyone really busy with something or another. They're probably strengthening the evidence for tomorrow's trial. Hey, hurry up with that, will ya? Pass the victims list around. You gotta be kidding, there's over 100 people on here. Nick? Is Mr. Guard really that big a bad of a criminal? Actually, Pearls, never mind. It sounds like they're working on a different case. Nope, it's a assassin. Right now, let's look for clues. We have to, for Mystic Mayor's sake. You shall not pass! Don't devalue my name and turn it into a gasp, you spiky-headed petty guffer. Because of you, I've been made to look like the bad guy again, although I did get a piece of gum from Edgy Boy, just as he promised. It's not really worth it, it's not more valuable. I went Edgy Poo's out, it was all for me. All your fault. You awakened the wild beast inside this old bag. Oh god. Ah, Miss Oldbag. Keep your hands off me. This helmet is airtight. No air's getting in and no air's getting out. Then why do you keep putting it on? Don't think you can get me to move with silly questions. You're gonna have to defeat me if you want to get by. I'm not hearing this. You're a million light years too early to be asking me questions, whippersnapper. About this kooky alien. No. Not happening. No, not happening. Can I do anything about her? Alright. Not worth. The Hottie Clinic reception. Never thought I'd come back to this place. Yes, are you here to visit a patient? Hey, wait a second, you're... yes, I'm Director Hottie. Oh, why are you still here? Yes, what is it? Can I help you? You can tell me. Yes. Director Hottie. Edgelord? Yes, I'm Director Hottie. Are you the man from this morning? Yes, what is it, Director Francesca. How is Francesca von Carmen? You don't need to worry. She's in good hands. As you see, I'm personally taking good care of her. Yes, yes, that surgery, it went well. You have my gratitude. Looks like Edgeworth doesn't know about this director and his secret. She looks so pitiful, absolutely terrified. Yes. But I understand. Yes. Her opponent was a gun after all. And when I stuck upon her real secret, like, she would scream really loud. Yes. I see, but she's really cute too, so when I do that, she'd whip me with a whip. Why did I cry like a baby? Yes, but I think I could get used to it. This is weird. This is getting weird. Go back to your room. You're so mean. I'm so mean, my frisky Francesca. That's good too. Okay. I am, yes. Time for my IV drops. Yes. That's such a weird dude. And what are those tulips in your hands, Mr. Phoenix, Wright? I knew I should have come here. I was shot in front of the courthouse with my right shoulder. It's no big deal. This sort of thing happens all the time. Does it? I even had full intentions of running the trial this morning. But that would have been too much for you. There's no need for you to act tough in front of us, you know. Regardless, I was drugged here by that man over there. He was so unyielding. One has to wonder if he's simply interested in stealing my case. It was the only logical course of action, given the bullet was still lodged in your shoulder. But by taking over the case, I found myself having to clean up after you in that irresponsible deal you made. I think I know what deal he's referring to. Miss Von Karma, You made a deal with Miss Andrews yesterday, didn't you? I don't know what you mean. In order to make sure you got your guilty verdict on guard, you told Miss Andrews not to testify. I don't know what you're talking about. Do you have proof I made such a deal? You're denying it? Looks like you were lucky, Mr. Phoenix, Wright. If I had been in court today, this trial would already be over. All while hiding Miss Andrews' own crime? That isn't my problem, whether she tampered with the evidence or not. I have only one objective, to find Edgard guilty of murder. The end justifies the means, Mr. Phoenix, right? The end justifies the means. This one can't. Adrian Andrews believed in you when you said, if you don't tell the truth what really happened, then Edgard will be found guilty. And what does that have to do with me? Because of that, she's now in danger of being found guilty herself. All because she believed in your words until the very end. That still has nothing to do with me. She's just a weak person, that's all. But you had to know she was. Ow. I think visiting hours are about over. So, if you'll excuse me. What's wrong? Why did she suddenly cut you off? Probably because she thinks I had an advantage in that argument. Edgelord. What happened today at the trial, Edgeworth? That's not all like you. I mean, I know you knew about her condition. You could have made her testify as many times as you wanted, but to go that far? Ah, but she couldn't testify about that until I said something. Listen, the courtroom is a garden of judgment. I'm putting myself on the line when I stand in there. And that's why I made the witness the same. It's only natural. By the way, you're angry in court today, that's rare for you. Witness that card, give it to me now! Do you have any idea you have stupidly yet inadvertently done? This, I can't believe you hid it from me all this time. That card, what in the world is it? You mean this? Listen, Wright, this is top secret information. You absolutely cannot leak this. A special investigations team has existed for a number of years, but few know of it. Their task is to find the owner of this card. A man called Shelley the Killer. And just as the name states, he is a killer, an assassin, and the best at that. An assassin? Has he not put two and two together? Who is this Shelley the Killer? The Killer is the name of the long-standing line of assassins. The name first appeared about 100 years ago, I hear. Shelley is the professional name of the third heir to the D Killer name. So because the professional name is Shelley, he leaves cards with a shell on them. He has a habit of making sure to leave a card by the body. Why would he do something like that? We think of it as part of his duty to his clients. He leaves a card, then his clients can be assured it was he who killed the victim. Also serves as insurance against any charges being pushed onto the clients. The killer values the trust between the clients and himself above all else. It seems that this is one honourable assassin with a moral conscience. I guess even honourable assassins can exist. So you think this assassin, he's the one who did the killing? It would appear that way. The discovery of the card basically confirms it, wouldn't you agree? Shelley the Killer. And that's why he stole her, but he stole Maya, he kidnapped Maya to be like, keep honourable? I noticed something at the trial. You're behaving in a very strange manner. Is something the matter? I guess you just tell him. She's been kidnapped. Kidnapped? What does the killer want? An acquittal. Let's see, I had no idea. I'll prepare a rescue team as soon as possible and resolve this by tomorrow. Did you hear that? Mr. Edgeworth, he's going to. Stop trying to console Edgeworth, I don't need your pity. There's no way you can find her. We don't even have a single lead to go on. There's only one way to save her. I have to get an acquittal somehow, it's the only way. Right, listen, you need to know something. Joanne Corridor was killed by Shelley the Killer. What? And the client who ordered the job is Matt and Guard, your own client. Please stop. I can't listen to you. I can't believe that. Well, if you want to continue investigation, you will need this. The hotel right now is restricted to police personnel only. And we're looking for any clues that might lead us to kill her. If you take this with you to the hotel, I'm sure they'll let you in there. In any case, I must attend preparations for Mayor's rescue team. We'll meet again if anything should happen. Now, if you excuse me, why don't I give him the radio? Or tell him about the radio? Mr. Nick? Do you think Mr. On Guard has hired an assassin? I mean, he doesn't have a cyclops. Guess not. Maya, please, all I can ask you is to make it home. I thought she escaped. I thought that was a thing. I guess even kidnappers can be a little clumsy. Clumsy enough to drop a card like this for me. And even though he said he was an assassin, I bet he's just making that up. Like how Nick does with everything in court. Oh, burn. Anyway, let's try out the card trick I just found. Sounds like I got the door. Okay, let's go. What? I thought she was still in the hotel. Maybe I can show them to sis, maybe get out of here. It's a framed picture on the coffee table. It's a picture of a woman, she's kind of pretty. It's like someone's written here. With love, Celeste. Wait. Is the Unguard Samurai dude the assassin? No idea whether how a computer works. Oh, brilliant. Electronic gadgets, some books. Lots of videotapes. Big old TV. I just made about joking, all things considered. Can we go now? Use the card to open the door. There's a little hole at the bottom of the door. If only I was skinnier, then maybe I could go through. Oh, this simply will not do. I cannot have you wandering around at will. Yeah! Oh, I said he looks like a villain. I forgot he's this guy. It seems that your Mr. Wright is truly concerned about you.
Order!
Order! Hi, Catherine. For now, I would suggest you remain cooperative. If you cannot, there are ways in which I can help you. Dead men tell no tales, is how the saying goes, correct? Dead? I'm almost certain I told you on our first meeting. I am an assassin. No way, you're lying. I mean, an assassin? People are not always who they appear to be. Nick! Mr. Nick? Oh yes, Pills. I got caught up in my thoughts about Maya's situation. Miss Edgeworth has left, you know. I guess for now I have no choice but to believe in Guard. But I think I should listen to the story one more time. One more time. Raffle! Catherine's got a raffle going. If you do exclamation mark join, you can win some points out of just being pro. I don't. If you're the only one paying attention, Catherine, I don't know if you can just keep giving yourself lots of points. I'm not sure that's okay. Beanin, if you're here, join. Take him off her. Ah. Okay. Right. Detention center. I'm sorry, but visiting hours are over. Everyone's points in roulette and has now 1,100. What was it? 11,758 points. I have too many questions I need to ask. I'm sorry, but I'm Phoenix Wright, a lawyer for one of the. You're Mr. Wright, you say? Oh yeah, there's a message for you. Ah, you lost him. From Matt Guard. Yeah, so I have a load of point stuff on my stream now. All the things are down below, under the free section. Basically, you just get put on the leaderboard and you get bragging rights. And everyone loves being the best. What did it write? Is something really important? I don't know. Well, let's see what it has to say. So, Mr. Lawyer Dude, I've got something really important to tell you. Oh, Mr. Wright. So I actually have a favour to ask you. I have this cat named Shoe. I didn't buy a lot of food when I left the house, so he's probably pretty hungry. Do you think you could drop by my house and feed Shoe for me? My house is just a little ways down from the hotel, okay? Why is everyone live in such a small, like, a close proximity? Because the hotel is, like, directly opposite, his law firm. I'm sure poor Shoe's stomach is growling by now. A client's request is a request. I guess I should go check up on his cat. Is that comes under the remit of a lawyer's job? Sure is dark. I'll turn on the light. Why is there a bike hanging from the ceiling? That doesn't even make sense. Well, so this is what a star's house looks like. Must be nice to be rich. Come on, Mr. Nick. Let's find Shoe, the kitty cat. Meow! I guess this is Shoe. What a lovely cat. Hello, Shoe. The cat seems to like pearls. Pardon me. Oh boy! May I help you with something, mister? We're lawyers. I'm actually Mr. Ungard's lawyer. Then you must be Mr. Wright. It's a pleasure to meet your wonderful self. I'm the family butler, John Doe. Ha! Do you get it? Nice to meet you. Meow! You must know all sorts of things about Mr. Ungard, right? Honestly, sir, I don't believe my master's capable of such a foul deed as murder. I know anything else? No, not especially. It's not appropriate for a lowly servant to speak of the affairs of his or his masters. How typically butler-like. Mr. Doe, how long have you served at his residence? Well, sir, I would have to say maybe about a year. And anything else? Nope, not especially. It's not appropriate for lowly servants. Oh, he's just doing the same. It's a very cute cat. It's my duty to take care of him. Master rather fancies Shoe. And anything else? Nope. Well, I guess I don't need this piece of scrap paper anymore. I'm afraid I must take my leave of you now. We should probably get going ourselves. Ah, so young, yet already so accomplished, a master of law. There is also a lot to be proud of being a butler, an assassin. In charge of the house, after all. Thank you for the compliment, sir. People are not always who they appear to be. Now, if you excuse me. Meow. Can I... She's on the other side of the door. No, she's there. What do I do? Drop the bike. A giant bicycle is flying through the air. That bicycle, Pearls, is one where you don't have to pedal. It moves on its own. Really? Wow. I'm sorry to disappoint you. It can't fly. This giant cooking hearth. It's actually a fireplace. They're different. You know, I've never actually seen a hearth before, come to think of it. You should come visit Faye Manor then. I'll show you when you do. Okay, right. We'll back this up. You get out of my way. Just get out of my way. What? You want me to look at this worthless... edgy poo? Ah. Is that her perfume? Pheromone to honor, I smell? Let's see here. Would you please allow this unsophisticated young person to conduct his investigation? Yum 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 yum. Yours truly, Miles Edgeworth. Yours truly. Ah, man's good at flattery. Fine, but only because Edgebu said so, you understand? Just thought it was something I'd have to do. Remember, no messing around. If you want anything bad, and I won't let you off the hook. Looks like she was strong feelings for Edgelord. It may be, but you know, things come onto it. That's so me, Mr. Nick. Feelings are meant to be told and shared. Every time we talk about love, I always end up with a handprint on my face somehow. So anyway, let's continue our investigation. One little thing before I forget. You can't go into a guard's room today. The police main investigation team is going to be there all day. I wonder if they're team investigating Gila. So don't go in there. Except for once in there and you'll face the wrath of Wendy Oldbag. Okay. Let's go in here. Looks like we're the only ones here. And yet the hotel seems so busy. Probably because the police team is scouring for clues about the killer. Hey, city boy. Lotta, you're still here? Reckon, of course. An investigative photographer eats or starves on her ability to snap up a scoop. And this hotel just has the aura of mystery. You know, something always good about to happen. But do you have a camera? I reckon given photographers gotta have cameras out the air like corn to be a real pro, you know? So I'm hanging around here. Speaking of cameras, do you have mine, you bread thief? Why can't you stop the thief thing already? Have your camera back. What? She doesn't want her camera. Alright, well, you don't get it then. I want to ask you about the night of the murder. You going to really shell up books for the info I got? Like, you were loitering in this hallway the night of the murder. Kinda, but brace yourself, Phoenix, here it comes. I didn't exactly hang around the entire time. I followed a few stars around. Got a few autographs, shook a few hands, had a soda pop with a few of them too. Looks like she wasn't here the entire time. The security lady also wasn't in the hallway the whole time either. I guess this means there's no one who can tell us who came and went. So about that note that was inside your camera case. Oh, the GTI wrote? Yeah, can I believe what you've written? I mean, the stuff about guard shoving his manager lady into corridor. Well, I reckon you best not be believing it. Look, I sort of wrote that on a whim, you know, writing whatever came to mind. Yeah, when you get down to it, it's just a lot of random bulldogs. Hey, what's with you? Why are you staring at me like my grandpa used to? It's called disappointment. Get used to it, trust me. Hey, why do you look like you suddenly got older too? Am I just shrinking? Ah, my baby, my 1,600 baby. What was the red-coated prosecutor anyway? The guy told me it was evidence and refused to give it back to me. Well, that's kind of how it is. Hey, you hear that redcoat's friend, ain't you? So put in a few good words for me and get back my camera. What? Do what? Listen, nag the guy real good for about 5 hours and I guarantee he'll give it back. Why don't you do your own work? Well, I reckon it's time for me to get going. A tabloid photographer without his camera is just a tabloid, huh? Yeah, I guess so. Keep yourself together out there, you hear? I'm coming to see you in court tomorrow. Okay, go. I hope we never have to deal with that woman again. I just dislike her. Don't be picky about your food now. She's been in 2 of these actually now. On this, she was 1 in the first, 2 in the second. Just make sure you do all your homework here. Would you please just go? Thank you. Let's go in here then. Mr. Nick, what's that otherworldly nastily moaning? It's definitely someone eating. I hate evil ghosts. I don't think it's a ghost. Maybe it's a demon. Oh. Excuse me, what are you calling a demon, brat? Zoinks! Who are you calling an alien? Oh, it's just you, Miss Oldbag. What are you doing here? What's wrong with young'uns today? Came down here to pay my respects to Paul Joanne and you're disturbing me. Please talk to me about the night of the murder. One more time. I talked about it plenty. I was fooled, tricked, deceived by the fraud of a photographer in the night. She was loitering around here and that embellic look on her face. Very embellic look on her face. Okay. Now hold on a second there, you little pipsqueak. If you're gonna take notes, at least make me sound better than that. Okay? Now I've seen everything. Well, you know I was working that night too, doing my job, minding my own business. So it's not like I had time to waste standing around here the whole night. I was wondering if you could tell me about Mr. Corrigan. He was the most popular star, you know? Especially where it counts in my book. But I heard he was lagging in the polls against some guard. Well, that's just a recent thing. Bad luck and all that, you know? But he was going to become an even bigger star than he used to be. Look at this mountain of presents. It's a show of the mountain of feelings all his fans had for him. The mountain is pretty big, and I'm certainly nothing to shake a stick at. Nick. The presents, they're all bears, right? She's got a point. There isn't a single thing here that isn't a bear. All of Mr. Corrigan's from his fans seem to be bears. Oh, that's because you can't think of Joanne without thinking about bears. Why bears? You don't know? When my dear Joanne was training, he thought bare-handed with a bear. He refused to give in and let the bear win, but after the fight, they became friends. What? Look, just like in those young people dramas, I can see those two took it out. Going by a river, going, huh, you sure can fight. You too, bub, you too. Did all that really happen? It's in his biography. What a load of crap. So ever since then, fans have been giving him bears as presents. Yeah, nice bears. I'm Uncle Bear and I say it's barely 8 o'clock. Oh, this is unbearable. What is that infernal racket? It's one of the presents going off. Sounds like it's already 8 PM. Way past your bedtime. Oh, it startled me. I thought I was going to die for a second. 8 PM. That's the time when the award ceremony that night, remember? Time sure flies. Hard to believe it's been 2 days. Uh-oh. Hello? This is not a phone. Mayor, how's May? You haven't hurt you, have you? Seems you're not able to fill your end of the bargain, Mr. Attorney. I have heard the news. So it seemed my present did you no good. No, Mr. Khmer, Mr. Khmer. One more day, please. All I ask is for one more day. I'll get a not guilty verdict this time. I suppose if I must. I need that acquittal more than anything else, after all. Please, let Maya say something. I want to hear she's alright. Lilt. What's with the static? Hello? It seems bad. Connect. Damn it, didn't the transceiver suddenly break? Beep. What happened? I don't know, all of a sudden it became nothing but static. Why did the transceiver suddenly break? Should probably have an electronics person look at it. Sooner the better. Right, let's back it up. Criminal affairs? Why am I not giving this receiver to anybody? Hey, welcome back. I thought I'd make you a little something for dinner. That's nice. A rich man's luxurious full-course meal out of a can, that is. I'm sorry you went through the trouble to cook, but I don't have time to eat. Looks like you don't have a can opener, pal. You gotta be kidding. You know, I thought I'd already whipped something up. Oh, I know. There is one way I know how to be helpful. Ask me about anything you want, pal. Go ahead. Well, since he's here and offering, I wondered what I should try asking him about. that? Oh yeah, do you know about this? Edgeworth, for some reason, went pale the instant he saw this card. Hey, I know what this is. No matter what way you look at it, I'd say it's a picture of a shell. This guy is going to help me solve the case. Oh yeah, Miss Edgeworth really likes those cooked snail things. Escargot or something like that. Mr. Nick, I think we just solved the mystery of why Mr. Edgeworth's face turned pale. As I suspected, he has no clue. He hasn't got a clue, has he? Suicide meant that she depended on. Adrian just tried to follow her and attempted suicide. Now, the question is, who is Miss Edgeworth relying on? Right now, I'm messing with the body, obstructing the investigation. She'll probably be staying over at the detention centre. What about her? Is she alright? I mean, after being shot? Her wound ain't bad, well, her gunshot wound anyway. But the wound to her pride, now that's a different story, pal. The wound to her pride? Well, till now, she's always upheld the Von Karma creed. But since she came here, well, you've given her pride quite a beating. I mean, she lets all grown up, but she's really just 18 years old. Quite frankly, I worry about her, pal. Detention centre then, maybe? Detention centre! No. No. Oh, wait. Just go through this. We'll just cycle until we find something. Oh, hello. This transceiver. Whenever we're in this room, it starts acting up and sync static hours. What if there's someone we can talk to about this? Maybe she knows? Please, anything would be helpful. Well then, how about I tell you my measurements? Oh. Oh, there's a phone there. There's broken things. A lot of bears. Which one was the one that made the noise, actually? That one? There are a lot of bears. There's a few in the trash can. I mean, there is too many bears. Oh, hello. It's hard to bear all these problems. Ha 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 ha. I don't think I want to bear with the trauma. It's almost as bad as every birdie. Oh, is that it? For the bearings. Stuff in here? Nope. Is there something in there? Right. Should I be worried about these bears? There's more bears over there. No. Cool. Let's back it up. Back it up. So show the receiver to somebody. Oh, of course, gumshoe. Back it up, back it up. Killer. Oh, Mr. Nick, you should ask Mr. Scruffy about that thing. That's what I'm doing! Oh yeah, this thing just broke all of a sudden. When I was talking to the kidnapper, it suddenly broke into static. Sounded like this. I don't hear any static, pal. Maybe it fixed itself. That's strange. I'm sure it was making a loud static noise. Maybe. Maybe it was electromagnetic interference, pal. So what is that? It's something that happens when a radio wave gets mixed with another signal. So when you put it that way, I don't understand what you're talking about. Like, for example, when a cell phone goes off next to a computer screen, the stuff on the screen gets kind of fuzzy and it starts acting funny, right? Yeah, like years ago. Computer? Guess this is an old game. It's like when you use the dryer next to the TV and the screen starts looking weird. Oh yeah, the TV does do that. Ah, that's what you're talking about. Seems amazingly happy about able to understand this. So the room you're in, when that interference transceiver happened, there's got to be something out there sending very strong radio waves. Something like a listening device or something. Hey, speaking of that, where were you when it happened? We're in Mr. Corridor's room, the scene of the murder! That's it, I'm going to sneak up to the precincts and get a bug squeaker. Squeaker? Speaker. Crime scene, here we go. It's investigation time, baby. I'm on fire, pal. My fingers are itching to go. Yeah! We should be going too. Let's go. Bum, bum, bum. Gonna solve a murder. This was an actual thing though. Like, this is about an assassin. This is getting bigger than I think I probably realise. You finally got... Hey, you're finally here. I mean, I came straight here. It's literally across the street. Like, what is this deal? Sorry to keep you waiting. Do you have the bug sweeper? I got busted trying to sneak in. Then suddenly, I'm staring at the precinct doors from the outside. So yeah, I couldn't get one of them. What do you mean we couldn't get one? We need it. Hey, calm down. I didn't say I didn't get one, just not the police's. Looks a little broken. Hey, this was made when I was in elementary school, pal. By who? Me, of course. Ah, seeing this sure brings back memories. Hey, don't look down on it. It sure looks a little beat up, but I put my heart and soul into building this puppy here. Your heart and soul? It'll work, trust me, it'll do the job, but you can't set the sensitivity. So it's just going to beep at anything that gives off electromagnetic waves. Isn't it better that way? Oh, well, anyway, since I brought it all the way, we might as well give it a whirl. Getting a sinking feeling. There's a listening device or some sort of bug hidden in this room. So we're going to find it. Okay, let's get the sweeper on. Move the sweeper around to give the room a real thorough. The sweeper will let you know how strong a signal is, so keep an eye on it. Once you find something, press enter. There's a lot of things here that give off radio waves. So let's take a good look at everything. Alright, I'm going to stand outside and keep an eye out. Give me a yell. Why is he not doing it? Oh, that's a... This is, it's like, look at that. Well, the phone is a common listening device. Listening device. Nope. And it is just a phone. Robo Doggy. Ah. This must be one of those fancy bear-shaped robots. It's a robot? It's a real robot? Yeah. Mr. Nick. How many horsepowers is it? How many horses? Horses? Well, it looks like a bear, so... Mobile phone. Don't tell me you don't know what a cell phone is. I'm sorry, I've never seen one before. I actually mentioned it. My cell phone couldn't get any reception while I was staying in Crane Village. And Pels has never lived outside the village, so I guess it's impossible to say you live out. Radio. Professor, why is the Earth round? Why don't you listen to the radio program a little more? The juice? The juice! No, nothing juicy. Okay. Got the computer. So it's like a laptop. You don't know. It's the TV remote. I wonder if a TV remote works on other things, like, could I make you change your expressions like TV channels? Hey! If I could, oh, people would give the old mute button too. I don't think it's going to work on me. Why don't we try it on Mayor tomorrow? What's this? It's a small video camera. No listening device in the gizmo. I mean, it's a camera. It does kind of listen. So it seems like, but I want to grow bigger and bigger. Well, only eating vegetables isn't going to help you there. You have to eat meat too. Hey! None of that. Bread maker. What? Why is there a bread maker? Alarm clock. I just can't imagine the listening device being in this alarm clock. Just sort of reminded me of something that happened a long time ago. Anyway, it looks like it's not there. Wait, what? Really? It's a giant stuffed teddy bear, right? It's the biggest one I've ever seen. Do you guys find it yet? The listening device, I mean. Not yet, but the bear's eye is, let's see, a perfectly normal stuffed bear with some really strong radio waves. Sounds like you found the device to me. Let's just take the big bear. Let's dig this big fella's eye out and see what we got. You can't. It's such a violent act. No. That's a miniature camera. Looks like there's more. There's a transmitter and a timer. What of a new transmitter? Oh, it's more of that high-tech stuff, right? Talk to me, Gumshoe. So what is a transmitter? It's a device that sends the footage of the camera to a specific destination, like a video version of a listening device. You mean you can be somewhere else and watch things as they happen elsewhere? That sounds crazy. You can set it to turn the camera on at a certain time. Set it for a certain time. Let's see, looks like it was set to start at 8 PM and go for an hour. That's when the award ceremony ended. There's no date, so it's been recording every night, I'd guess. How long has the bear been here? Pretty sure it's been here since the night of the murder. Maybe. Maybe the camera caught the murder on tape. It's bound to have a clear shot of the whole crime. So this tiny thing is a camera? It's a pinhole CCD. It's a small high-grade video camera mostly used in security systems. So it's a video camera. It runs on a battery, which comes with it in a set. There's no videotape. This is the only the camera part. The videotape recorder is somewhere else. Like in the murder's place. The footage is changed into radio waves and it's sent to that recorder. So it's kind of like a TV broadcast. Hey, you're right. And there was a camera in the bear's eye, and it was disguised as a present. And I'm sure it was here on the night of the murder. It's pretty big, so it stands out pretty well in my mind. But who gave Miss Corridor the present? I don't know. but it means that someone out there got a video of what happened. Isn't there any way we can find out who it is? It's possible. Radio waves can be sent almost anywhere, so there's no real way to find out. Oh. Is there really no way? I got it! Hey pal, let me borrow the mini camera for a bit. I'm gonna go around to the electronic shops and see if I can find out who bought it. But that's impossible. I mean, it's already 9 PM. Leave it to me. Even if I have to search all night, I'll find your man. Oh yeah, baby. It's investigation time. I'm on fire. My fingers are itching to go. Yeah! He's gone. But Mr. Scruffy Detective is sure a nice man. He's pushing himself so hard, all for Mystic Mayor's sake. It's a mystery how you always manage to do things in the most inefficient ways. Here's Edgelord. You'll have to excuse me, I heard your conversation just now. A rescue team has been created and deployed. I can't say I'm optimistic, but we have to move forward one step at a time. Where that could be at, we still have to find her. So there's a spy camera hidden inside the stuffed animal, huh? You're one lucky man, right? Do you know this stuffed bear, little girl? I have no idea. Of course not. The maker of this bear is a very expensive luxury brand from overseas. It's completely handmade and only a small number of these are exported here. The camera and transmitter that Scatterbrain Detective took with him are dead ends. Things like those can be bought anywhere, however, this bear is different. By tracking how it got into the country, the bear can tell us who the buyer is. Can you really do that, Mr. Nick? Can he really? Well, I guess so. It's 9 PM. I think I can still make it. I'll be taking this for now. I'm sure you have other things to do. Stuffed bear snatched up by Edgelord. See you soon, Wright. Wait! Why are you doing this? I have no interest in explaining myself to someone who cannot comprehend. But besides that, until court reconvenes, you should concern yourself with this question. Who was the person that murdered Joanne Corridor? The real killer. Do you really still think it was Adrian Andrews? To be honest, I don't know anymore. You still have a little time left. Find the truth, Wright. Everything begins with the truth. So that's what it is. He's gone away and now he's like, he's no longer about winning, it's about the truth. Joanne's real killer, Miss Andrews passed. The kidnapper whose sole condition and acquittal, Mr. Ungard. And this card, Shelley the Killer. Mayor, the only way I can save you now is to find all the answers in this case tonight. I don't understand what your real intentions are, Edgelord. But as you said, all I can do for now is find the truth. Find the truth. And we'll be doing that next week! So yeah, we'll carry on this roller coaster of juice infused discovery tomorrow. Not tomorrow. Next Thursday. As for this weekend, I'm genuinely not sure what I'm going to be streaming. If anyone has any ideas, please let me know. I'm just going to play it by ear, I think. Keep an eye on my Twitter. I'll be doing stuff. Remember, I have a new Discord. I want to try and develop things there. And yeah, if you're a fellow streamer, please let me know, because I'm especially like this weekend and going forward and stuff. I'd love to hook up and try something new. Yeah. So yeah, lots of love as always. And I will see you next time. Bye bye.
Just bobbing around the back trying to get it to...
I'm just sitting here going on a nice little journey, really. Quite enjoying it, really. What? What just happened? Our whole boat's on fire.
I did not expect that to happen so much.
Our whole boat is on fire. I think we got hit. Oh my god.
Who did that?